37. Scientists, technicians, and support personnel trying to unlock the natural secrets of the Antarctic, equipped to face any challenge of that frigid world. But none could have anticipated the frozen horror that was about to become a part of them.
What the devil is it?
It could be anything from a prehistoric seal to a grand piano.
I'll ignore your piano joke, Dr. Copper, and I'm also willing to bet it's not Super Seal.
One thing's for sure, it's big, but that's all we can tell through this ice.
McCready radioed to the base for the steam tractor with pneumatic hammer attachment. And then they moved in with hand tools to clear the frozen rubble.
I see something glinting. It's metallic. But how? That thing must have been down there 1,000,000 years.
Their voices were a babbling quartet now, as the buried mystery stood partially exposed.
A ship? Strange metal.
The flying saucer of our Martian fantasies.
But fantasy no longer.
We've got to get inside that thing. Free it from the ice first. Can't risk blasting it. Invaluable find. Thermite, that's it. Melt the thing free.
The thermite charge was relatively small. The plan was to heat the entire skin of the ship. Then, unaccountably, the ship was a white-hot shell.
What went wrong?
Alien metal couldn't withstand heat. Much hotter than any re-entry friction.
A blinding moment before the end. All inside was revealed.
I saw them. I saw them.
I did too! Now I can't see a thing! I'm blind!
Water. Nothing left but hot water. How are Blair's eyes?
Not much worse than yours or mine. We're all gonna have dim and double vision for a while.
They stumbled back toward the tractor in chain fashion.
Keep moving. It's not far now. Hey, open your eyes a crack. See that freshly cut ice wall? The explosion did that too.
Then, through trauma-fogged eyes, they saw the thing!
It's a beam. It once lived. From that ship.
No thermal bombs this time. We're not going to trample on a miracle twice.
McCready, second in command, aimed a cautious blow of his ice axe.
What the? The ice was weakened by the heat and concussion.
Yuck! The axe went right into the thing's skull, if that's what it is.
Blair, the blindest, stayed rooted while the others brought power saws from the tractor.
I'm shaking all over. It's not from the cold or this saw.
The frenzy of the half-blind men finished the job in 40 minutes.
We came with our feeble instruments to measure wind and ice and magnetic forces.
And found a thing that had 1,000 times our knowledge. 10 million years ago.
Should we say a prayer of thanks? Or run for our lives?
On the trip back, Blair stretched out in the tarp-covered thing without a second thought.
Just rest my eyes a few minutes. Just a few.
He slept briefly, but terribly.
Yeah!
What was it, Blair?
Horrible dream! The thing was alive and it commanded me. I was its slave. It was incredibly real.
What about it, men of science? Enlighten a lowly second-in-command military mind.
Could it come back to life? Well, there are microbes that do it out here. Quick freeze, slow thaw to life months later.
Impossible. This is no microbe. It's a terribly complicated life form.
Perhaps.
Commander Gary called a full personnel meeting at 1700 hours.
35, 36, 37. All present, Commander.
Thanks, Van Walt. Okay, floor's open for questions before we vote.
Right. Blair says thaw it and examine it right off. But Norris says maybe the thing's carrying like a space plague, and they're both Nobel winners.
As always, Kinner, our friend and cook, puts the question well. But my discipline, medicine, says that no germ from that thing could live in a human body.
What about a virus? We can catch a fever from a parrot and cough our pneumonia into a cat. Maybe a Martian microbe couldn't survive, but this might be the universal, all-purpose killer virus.
Holy cow!
If a mere high-energy physicist may suggest a compromise, thaw in a sterilizing bath.
No, we'd distort the whole cell atmosphere. Never see its original life form. That thing's own world probably died 1,000,000 years ago. We have a duty to preserve it. Not just for our world, for the whole cosmos of intelligent life.
The vote to begin thawing carries 25-9, with 3 abstaining.
Commander, how about we get a look at that thing we just voted into the club?
Sure. Most of the head is exposed now, but I warn you, it takes no beauty prizes.
3 angry embers for eyes, a mass of frozen worms where hair should be. No beauty indeed.
Good glory! If I'd have seen that before, I'd have voted to burn it.
It looks like pure evil. But that's only our view. The sound hyenas make is called laughing by men, not by hyenas.
How's about we store him in your meat locker, Kinner?
Sure, you patch up your filthy huskies on my work table. Why not hang the thing with my steaks and chops?
Conant of Cosmic Rays was on duty that night, so he got to babysit the thing.
Between that Geiger counter clicking off stray sea rays and that Iceman dripping, you could lose your mind. I had a sudden urge to smash the lamp and set fire to the thing.
Were the eyes a little brighter now? Did one of the worms seem to wriggle? If so, the angry Conant saw nothing. And he was soon so involved in editing a textbook that he never heard the floorboards squeak. Soon,
Up! All of you! Everybody up! The thing! It's escaped! I must have dozed off and it was gone!
Fantastic! The thing alive?
But it hasn't gotten far. The dogs have it cornered.
Gary grabbed his Service 45 and they raced to the Huskies.
Yeah! Hey, don't believe it! Look at that thing!
Sharnock! Our lead dog. The thing is absorbing it, not just eating.
Becoming it! The dog spotted it escaping. To defend itself, it started to become Sharnock.
No! If it lived with an axe in its head, bullets won't do it. McCready, Kinner's crazy electric harpoon. Let's see if it kills more than fish.
A live cable lashed to a mop handle was their secret weapon.
Okay, Van Wall, throw the switch.
Total silence now, except for a curious whine in Dr. Copper's breathing.
Don't touch it. I've had a terrifying thought. I want it all shoveled into plastic bags.
There wasn't even time to victory celebrate.
Unfortunately, I was right. That stuff weighed precisely what Sharnock did. 85 pounds.
But the thing must have weighed 400. Where is it?
It can separate itself from the animal it becomes, and then become another. The thing is, free again.
3 angry men had the same thought.
It can become any animal, even a human animal.
Yeah, especially one who claims he was asleep when the thing came to life.
You must be kidding. You all know me? Conant, Warren P., wife's name, Ruth, social security number, 125224237. Could an alien know all that?
Yes, if it reads minds, maybe it was no dream I had. I was lying on the ice, receiving the thing's muttered thoughts as I woke.
Conant accepted his fate resignedly when they locked him away.
I have a way to test if Conant is human.
That's a ticket, Doc. Meanwhile, I'll bury what's left of that dog thing.
I'll shoot samples of my blood into a test rabbit, make it immune to human blood. Then, if it rejects Conant's blood, we'll know he's not Conant. It will take 1 week.
A chilling cry from Kinner brought them running.
I buried it! One leg was still alive! It's growing itself again! Burn it! The only way!
With a shriek of vengeance, Kinner threw the lit match.
All right, now we only have Conant to deal with.
Do we? If Conant is really a thing, how many more of us were changed before he rang the alarm? 1? 10?
I had the same thought, Dr. Copper. That's why none of us must carry this thing back to civilization. We must burn. All of us, burn!
Commander Gary was on the scene in another second.
Kinner and Van Wall, lock Blair in the tool shed. Dr. Copper, you better think up some faster tests before we all become things.
I already have.
An emergency meeting brought out everyone but Kinner. The cook had flipped out, singing hymns in the kitchen.
Rock of ages, cleft to me.
This is some of my blood. If it is monster blood, it is a living independent thing and will struggle for life when I pass it over a flame.
For a second, there was not a sound in the room, except that of boiling blood.
It just lies there, boiling and stinking a little. Apparently, I'm not a monster. Commander Gary?
Yes, Doctor, I'll take the monster test next.
When Israel was in Egypt land.
The commander was the picture of confidence until...
It lives! Monster blood!
The commander!
All right, come and get me, one at a time or all at once.
They were on him, a wall of human frenzy.
Stop him!
Kill him. Nothing must live.
They tore the thing apart before it had a chance to revert to its own form, and as the electric harpoon was applied to the remains...
Good lord. Only a second ago this was our commander, and now...
You're our commander now, McCready.
What is the thing waiting for? Why doesn't it start an all-out assault right now?
Because, Van, it must know that we still have the numbers. That's why we'll all take Dr. Copper's test. I'm next.
And after the test declares McCready human...
I guess I don't have to tell you how relieved I am, Mac. Van Wall?
I don't need a test. I know what I am.
Every man takes the test. That's an order.
But no test was needed. The lineup was clear and instantaneous.
Con had escaped. He was a monster.
Van Wall and Kinner, too.
The battle was brief and brutal.
Let none of them live. The things must die. All.
The victors are trembling, emotionally and physically spent.
Ugh. Burn every last trace. Not a particle must remain alive.
Thank heaven that's over. Now we know the rest of us are human.
Do we? Maybe that's exactly what the thing wants us to think.
Okay, then let's finish the test. I'll be next.
Minutes later.
That's everybody, and all human.
Phew. I don't think I could have stood the uncertainty another second. What now, Commander?
Barkley, get on the radio. The outside world has a right to know what happened here.
Yes, sir. I hope I can make contact.
Mac, in the excitement, we forgot about Blair.
Right, Doc. Come on, men. To the shed, on the double.
What's that humming noise?
There's something going on in that shed. Something weird.
McCready peered through a crack in the door.
Can't see too well, but that's not Blair. When we open that door, move fast.
Great Scott! What is that thing?
Don't ask. Just blast it.
The last sight of that alien nightmare literally burned itself into their memories.
Hey, look at this gadget. What do you make of it?
An energy source. Compact, yet as powerful as one of our generating plants.
Doc, this pack is an anti-gravity device.
And that monster was just getting ready to strap it on.
Unlimited energy? Anti-gravity? Doc, do you realize how close we came to losing our whole world?
I know, Mac. Sheer accident had landed here. Couldn't possibly happen again. Could it?
Starstream adventures in science fiction, never before in comics. Who goes there? John W. Campbell's classic.